Good evening, everybody. I think I'm live, and I think I got it set up properly. Finally, technical difficulties already abound early tonight, but hey, who counts? Who cares? We're together, we're live, and hopefully we get a good crowd in here tonight. And if not, hey, we love whoever here to listen to us ramble and opine on the world of college football. Folks, when we get to the off season, there's going to be a lot of stuff to have to catch up with because you've heard some of our rantings recently on some other stories with people in transfer portals, NIL, all this stuff. We're constantly getting new stories about the changing landscape of not just college football, but college basketball, all college sports now. Folks, everybody says they don't like sports ball. Well, the drama now with college sports is off the field, the business side. Yeah, what should be done? What should be allowed? Who knows? How do you enforce rules? Folks, I tell you, there's a lot of drama and a lot of intrigue and even taxpayer money sometimes when it comes to the world of organized sports in the name of amateurism, which does not exist anymore. But I have ranted about that enough. Let's say hello to my great co-host tonight, the great JT Kirk. Hello, JT.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I had a nap, so I'm better. So that helped. That helped. Got my business stuff done today, although I didn't get the kitchen and living room quite done. But I paced myself today.
Sure.
But just actually been. This has been a sorry day for football. I will say generally. The Miami. We'll talk about it a little bit. There was one decent game, and of course, we have a case of a player sitting out, which was actually they showed up though. I'll talk more about it. But the thing was, the coaching staff did not bother to give them, did not bother to put the backup quarterback in a position to win. I mean, but we can look at that game in a little bit. But have you been busy with Christmas and the little ones? And
all yes.
That, JT? Yeah.
Oh yes. Yep.
Yeah. Did they like their new bed and stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Of course, that was a lot of fun putting that together, I'm sure, in the middle of the night.
Yep. Whacked myself right in the head with a metal bar on that right at, all hours of the night. And then you got to try to not scream and wake everybody up. Yeah.
Oh, man. Ow.
I'm sure you've had that happen before.
Actually, we never actually had. I actually avoided the joys of having to put big stuff together for our kids. That was a thing. So,
lucky you.
Yes, exactly. Because I could not imagine hitting your head like that in the middle of the night and having to not scream.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, good.
I felt like the dad on Christmas Story.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Except I never won a major award like a lamp.
A leg lamp, not just a lamp, but a leg lamp.
It's not easy to get an award of that prestige.
Exactly. But hey, let's say hello to some of our friends out here. One that's a big LSU fan, Brogu. Hello, Brogu. How are you tonight? And Santa Megatron is back here. Ho, ho, ho. Good to see you, Stunning. Hopefully you're doing well. I guess, are you going to carry Santa through the new year? I keep forgetting he does that each year. He does.
Well, it's a good question. Good question.
No, he could be Santa all year. Nobody mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we let. Oh crap! I'm like,
you losing your voice again?
Nope. No, I'm hoping not to, but I'm watching it very closely.
You gotta get yourself a blackout so you don't talk for a whole day before your 27-hour stream.
Yeah.
On New Year's Eve.
Well, actually, I've been good the last day or two. Well, last night was crazy though. You got to admit that was unbelievable how much friggin' mileage we got on fruitcake.
Oh yeah, Mark D with the C could not believe that we talked for over an hour on fruitcake, and I was like, "You'd be surprised."
I tell you what, it's the beauty of the way we do streams around here. We can take the most minor of things and turn them into an act of Congress and have fun while we're doing it. So, fragile.
Must be Italian.
No. Oh my gosh! But hey,
Talk about fragile.
Yeah.
Some of these players that don't want to play during the playoff game,
Yep. Stunning will return next year, so I guess that gives a few more days for that.
bowl game or
Yeah.
anything.
I think what I've got to do, I think I've got to get back to using some of my medicine stuff. I might have ended just a little bit early, so might need to do it for a couple more days just to make sure it is, because you know how you start to feel something. So, but the missus though is I think she's getting better. She's not coughed nearly as much today. I've not heard her around, but hopefully the antibiotics keep working on her and get her better. Ang is doing better. Ang's just trying to guard their voice. So, Brogu, we had so much fun. Brogu had dreams of fruitcake last night.
Oh dear. I guess nightmares, probably more accurate.
I don't know. Could be. I mean, somebody could like to eat the cake. Some could think of playing Fortnite with them as weapons. You never know.
Or maybe the joy of regifting something like a fruitcake to somebody.
Yeah, that's true. We did.
Anyway, we'll get stuck on this for another hour if we're not careful.
I know. Jeez, the power of fruitcake. I got to retweet the stream out from last night again. I did it earlier, but I also got to talk. I also got to turn it out. Yeah, pitch the channel a little bit out there on Twitter and all that. Because I mean, really, and it's a comment to you and Comic Relief Crusader, Wes Cagle, Max Redstone, all y'all together, that we could take such a topic and wind up over an hour on it. That floored me when we were done. So, but. Oh, give it to your vegan friends is what Stunning Santa says.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, all right. Well, feel free. Hit that like button. Make sure you share out the stream. Let's see who comes in and comes out. But let's go ahead and take a look at the day in football today, and then we'll go back through all the games. Currently in games in progress, your Mac, the big Mac, Miami of Ohio.
Mighty Mac, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Disney would have done better with Acolyte if they used fruitcake. How about that? Oh, couldn't have hurt. All right, Miami of Ohio representing
would have offended fewer fans, I tell you that.
Well, you can offend Southerners that like the fruitcake, but nobody cares about them. Miami is leading Colorado State with 2 minutes left in this game, 43-17. At the end of 3, East Carolina, the Pirates are up on the Wolfpack, 20-7. In a game just getting started. It's in the first quarter. This the first time I've ever remembered seeing a bowl game between two teams from the same conference, but they did not play each other this year. This, like we call it, the battle for third place in the Big 12. BYU is up on top of Colorado 7-0 early. And later tonight, Louisiana Tech, the story that we'll talk more. Let's talk about it right now. Louisiana Tech is entering this game 5-7, playing the 22nd ranked Cadets of Army, who's 11-2, and a game that was originally featuring Marshall, who was the champions of the MAC, but 30 players are out. The coach leaves. 29 players transfer. One of the star players is preparing for the NFL draft. All of their quarterbacks on the roster transferred. So then,
and nobody's predicting a close game, by the way.
No.
I think the spread on this is predicted to be more than 2 touchdowns in
favor of
Army.
But how would you like to be the Louisiana Tech coaching staff and the players? Like, you think one day your season's over, and all of a sudden, hey, guys, get back. We got to play one more game.
Well, and maybe it would be cool if you were going to somewhere like Hawaii. You could get pumped up for it. They're not even doing that. They're going to Shreveport.
Hey, I'd go to Shreveport. There's some good trouble you can get into. I mean,
they're Louisiana Tech.
Nice place.
They don't even leave the state. They're like, okay.
Well, but see, I will say this probably was a business move for that bowl game because they, and I bet that they'll probably think more about the MAC in the future. According to this, it says tickets low as $17. See, that's a game. If it was here at $17, if I were to live close to Shreveport, I'd go. I like watching football if it's cheap. But then again, disservice to Army, who had a good year playing a team with a losing record. But good for Louisiana Tech. They were there and willing, and a lot of the scuttlebutt on this happened was that Marshall should have never taken the bid to begin with. They knew the coach was leaving because they rejected his contract extension, and when they started having players leave, but they took the bid anyway.
Right. Well, and that's the problem with a lot of these bowl games is that they have these bowl committees, have no power left in them. So they have to just play nice and see who they can get. Right.
And
they
you're
have
not
no
guaranteed.
leverage in on this deal. So, it's like, oh, I'm going to hang out with you unless I find a prettier girl to go hang out with, then I'll go hang out with her.
And they're getting
that's the position they're in.
And they're getting the retreads of everything. Some of these teams have great players, and they're not sitting in these games. Boston College played Nebraska today. Nebraska wins this game 20-15, but Boston College is depleted on defense from players transferring or sitting out for various reasons. That was in one of the games earlier. UConn moves up to 9-4. Mark D with a C. There you go. They beat a hapless North Carolina team with Mac Brown on the way out. Soon to be run by Bill Belichick. We'll see how NFL comes to college. Yeah, he's the head coach at UNC now.
He didn't have enough money. He didn't do it for enough years. He can't just retire and be happy.
Well, you got to have somebody know the pro system for paying players and all, since we're in that day and age. But UConn beats 27-14. The game of the day so far that really has been of interest, the one that I was pointing out as an early game, Iowa State, Miami. Now, what's interesting, Cam Ward, Miami's starting quarterback, was one of the Heisman favorites this year, projected to be one of the top quarterbacks selected in the NFL draft. He actually played the first half, and it was a shootout. It was like a video game. It was 31-28 at half. But they put the backup in the second quarter, and all they did was run the ball, really. And then they stuck him in bad situations to pass, like this, all screens and all flat passes. And it's like kid stood no chance. Now, when we look into that game, so Iowa State gets to go ahead touchdown on a quarterback sneak on fourth down late in the game. Let's see. This goes 42-41, Iowa State. Miami ran the ball 39 times, 308 yards. Damian Martinez ran for 179 yards. So there's reason to run the ball, but dadgummit, they stuck the kid. Emory Williams comes in the second half. He tried 14 passes. That's not what I saw. I think he was 1 for 4, like going into almost the last drive. Then they started having me throw the ball. By that point, it was too late. 5 completions, 26 yards. You're not doing yourself any set. So because Miami changed the offense completely in the second half. I mean, they did run the ball, but when Iowa State stopped the big running gains and touchdowns, Miami could not adjust to throw the football.
Yeah. Oh, here we should show this. Let me see here. Have you seen the trophy for this bowl game?
No, I haven't, but I did see
the inaugural Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Well, I did see the Sebastian Davis.
The unveiling of the Pop-Tarts trophy. It is quite the trophy. It's only 11 seconds, so you won't get dinged if you show it.
Oh, JT, do you mind bringing it up on yours so I can share it from your screen?
Sure. Let me make sure there's not any.
Get it to where you can do it, because otherwise it's going to be too. It'd be easier for me that way. When I'll go ahead and finish up some thoughts. Cam Ward was dominant, and give him credit for playing in this game when most starters would bail out. He at least played a half. It was 12 and 19, 190 yards, 3 touchdowns. It was a really good first half. It was a track meet. Then the second half, it all slowed down. So Rocco Beck was 22 of 36 for 270 yards, 3 touchdowns for Iowa State, including the game-winning touchdown. So, as I thought, this game turned out to be every bit as worth it until Miami pulled the quarterback. When Miami's changed quarterbacks at halftime, it seems to be that's fun. Okay, are you ready for me now?
Oh, yes. Okay.
All right.
Can you see it?
I can see it. Is it full screen?
Yeah, because of course people don't know how to film things anymore, so it's filmed in the vertical.
Oh, great. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Go for it.
So here we go.
The
It's a
inaugural
giant
Pop-Tarts Bowl,
Pop-Tarts
folks.
wrapper, a giant Pop-Tarts wrapper, and that is the trophy, and it is a working toaster to heat your Pop-Tarts in and eat that. So here we go again. They're unwrapping it.
What the?
Yeah, there you have it, folks. There you have it.
Wow. Hold on a second.
I get a kick out of that stupite crap. I'm sorry. Just too funny.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Funny.
I thought you were going to talk about Sebastian the Ibis taking a bite out of the mascot.
No. Oh no.
Wow. Here.
So there you go, folks. I mean, if I wasn't going to the CFP, I'm playing in the Pop-Tarts Bowl because, damn it, I want that trophy.
Right here. Here's the top piece of it.
Yeah. I want that in my football building in the future then.
I got to retweet this one again that we're live and then put this because this is crazy though.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I will say at least it's original. It's somewhat nice.
Oh yeah, there was definitely some effort that went into that. For sure.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So have you gotten a chance to catch much of the games this year?
No. And some of that is down to you look and it says, oh, it's on Fox, it's on ABC, it's and then you go turn on ABC and it's a freaking infomercial instead. So it's like, well, I guess it's not on ABC after all now, is it? So had that happen more than once. Don't know why. Maybe they didn't sell enough seats at the game. Who knows?
I don't know.
But to be honest, are any of these ones that I've wanted to see? I mean, the games today, no. Honestly, no.
No, I will say that one game, the Iowa State Miami game was the best game. I think one of the best games going into the bowl season. I said that on our preview special because it two matchups and they were full. The teams did not have as many people sitting out. I mean, of course, Miami did in the second half. See, I think if Miami had kept Cam Morton, that would have been they would have won that game easily because Miami was just all over the place with this thing, and it just was amazing to see. It was like a track meet. It was like video games. It's like you sat down with your PlayStation and we're jacking up the score and all that. So
well, I mean, you look at the games we've had available to us since our last special.
Yeah,
I mean, Monday the 23rd. UTSA versus Coastal Carolina.
Yeah,
no,
we're going to go
Illinois. Go ahead.
We'll go through the whole list real quick for people. Because let's see how bad it was. Like today, we also had Boston College and Nebraska in Yankee Stadium that was so soggy and wet. It was like they couldn't even stand right on the field. It was not good football because people were sliding all over the place. And then Boston College and Nebraska, pretty weak teams coming out of big conferences. With the match of all matchups, TCU from the Big 12 against Louisiana from Conference USA or whatever it was. It's like, really? And it was a 34-3 rout. On the 14th, we had South Carolina State, Jackson State. The Salute the Veterans Bowl on the 14th, we had South Alabama, Western Michigan, which looked like it was a pretty decent game. Hey, Fallout Dave, good to see you.
But there's still weak teams in secondary conferences.
Yeah, but still, if they're good matchups, that game looked like it could have been fun. But Memphis and West Virginia, that was more of a one-sided game than the score indicated. But UNLV California, when Mendoza didn't even play for California, that's one where the starters affected. James Madison, Western Kentucky, 27-17.
And I changed my pick on that You remember you told me the quarterback's not playing? I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, the UNLV California game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sam Houston, 31-26 over Georgia Southern. Not a bad game, but then, of course, we get fraud in the playoffs with Notre Dame, Indiana. That was a one-sided affair. Ohio, Jacksonville State. You really have to be a fan of these teams. That game seemed okay, but see, then again, it looked like 27-7 and a team rallies. So how long do you stay interested in a game like that? In Florida, Tulane.
Well, you're a Florida man. Were you a fan of Jacksonville State?
No, that's Alabama, actually.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Jacksonville,
Sorry.
Alabama. It's over near B from O's area.
Well, that even tells you how much I know.
Yeah, it's we got the playoff frauds, which is Clemson, Texas fraud, Penn State, SMU fraud, Rocky Top, and Ohio State big time fraud. That has had ramifications in the SEC. That was not the showing Tennessee should have had. Because now we agreed that should have been in Knoxville, not Ohio State, because of the records and other factors. But like you got to at least show up. But they didn't. I mean, we even got the division,
Battle of the Dakotas.
Yeah, division. Yeah, South Dakota State, North Dakota State. Then South Dakota played Montana State. And the one day, here's where you go. Monday, the 23rd, we had UTSA 44-15 over Coastal Carolina. This game, though, had a lot of scrapping between the two teams, though. A lot of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties and stuff. So apparently there's more action. Well, there's more action on the field than football action. But
right. And this is the first game since our last special on the bowl games.
Uh-huh.
And I'll just say no.
Nope.
Did not care to watch it.
Yep. I didn't even care about Northern Illinois Fresno State. I looked at it at one point.
No.
And I just looked. I usually know pretty quickly if I want to get into a game or not, And if either there's action or I tell you, I think bad commentators too. There's so many games. It's exposing how weak broadcast commentators are. Because I'm serious. I'll tell you. I'd take me and you against some of these people. I'd take you and the missus and pick somebody out there.
And especially when they have a stats group that does the stats for them, so they sound smarter than they might otherwise be.
I think sometimes they talk too much because this one today in the Miami game kept trying to say it was actually this Colorado game. Shadur Sanders is the best quarterback in the NFL draft. I'm laughing like Cam Ward. I mean, just
well.
Sorry.
And the other thing on that is they end up talking to themselves or talking about themselves so much. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. This happens every single week in the NFL. You'll miss at least one play a game because they're just talking about themselves and instead of showing the damn game, which is why we're there. We're not there to listen to you talk in a suit. And
they insist on a replay and the screen's off on something. The play's already 30 seconds into it. I know. Another game. This one was Buddy. This one ended up 41-39.
Buddy Hepburn.
But South Florida, San Jose State. But he said it was painful to watch.
Well, 5 overtimes. You see that?
Yeah.
5 overtimes.
Well, remember though, after the second overtime, they've done this bastardized version of 2-point conversion. Because Lord help us if we give people free football. Like,
if it goes to like 7 OTs and things like that. I mean, I can almost see it. I can almost just see it because, I think you should have a minimum point effort to advance, right? And if none of you score, so be it. But I am okay with every round, you kind of up it one to the point that you do get a 2-point conversion requirement to try to just end the game. And because both teams get the ball, I think that's fair.
But I just don't like the one
that's
play.
That's kind of the biggest issue I have with the NFL, and I know you disagree with me on this.
I just don't like the one play. I just don't like the one play and you're done thing. I mean, either play a full quarter. That's like soccer. One of the biggest problems I have with world football is this daggum penalty kick crap to decide matches and championships. I mean, I don't care. go shoot the friggin' ball at the goal, and even if you got to play 3 days like cricket or something, attack the ball and go. I will always stand by the old NFL overtime rule: sudden death. You get out there, you play defense, or you win the coin toss, but that's the way I am. But let's move on because I know we
yeah.
we
got a ground to cover.
I know. I think that was the LSU Texas A&M. I think that was the one that was like 8 overtimes, and it went to 2:00 in the morning, and it was like 70 something to 70 something. So,
I don't remember that. What year was that? About
that's
thereabouts?
That's the game that they said caused the change in the college overtime rules, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. LSU Texas A&M overtime. Let's see. That was probably in. Let's see. Yes, that was 2018.
Oh, that's so recently.
Yeah,
relatively.
See, right here, I'm bringing up the article here. Got this right here. The Aggies topped LSU in 7 overtimes in the highest-scoring BC game in FBS history. Yeah, this game ran late. Brogu may remember this one. Oh, shoot, I need to share the screen. Sorry. There we go, right here. It was at Texas A&M. 7 overtimes. Oh, there's a 2005-06. I have to look that one up a little bit later. But this is the one that I know, and this one directly changed the recent overtime rules in college football because it went to. I remember I went to bed, woke up, and the game's still going.
Which is rough on a football team.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize every football game you play, you walk out of there bruised and stuff. Like, there is not a single game of football that I ever played, even in like the high school level, where I didn't have arm bruises or shoulder bruises and, stuff like that. And I wasn't the running back, so I wasn't getting hit like that every play.
And Joe Burrow was the quarterback for LSU back then. So there, but this game is the one that caused them to.
Yeah, that was before Brian Smelly.
At that point, you could just kick the extra point. I think after every period, that's when they changed it. Then after the second one, you had to go for 2. But then in this one, and after. You kept playing regular from the 25-yard lines. What's changed recently is this now after the 3rd overtime, they're doing the 2-point conversion. That's the only problem I have. I don't mind the 2-point conversion if you score the touchdown. I just don't like one play and you're done. Especially if championships are decided. I just will always
say, they don't get a set of 4 downs?
Nope. It's one play from the 3. It's like a 2-point conversion.
I don't like that. I do not like that.
No. I mean, that's what I'm getting. We got in NFL, Major League Baseball, all these. It's like we want to get the games over. I don't know of true sports fans that complain about length of games. It's the yuppies and the people that come in that you view them as social events and corporate people and television, not the rank and file, especially at the friggin' cost it takes to get in the games now. It's like, hey, free football, free basketball, baseball.
Well, if they could play a commercial break after every set of downs in overtime, they would be all for it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So that's annoying.
There are a couple games that turned out pretty good though. I mean, like Toledo-Pittsburgh went into 6 overtimes. It ended up at 48-46. That actually turned out to be a pretty good game. I didn't think it would be much, but Toledo won that one.
Didn't hear anyone talking about it.
Well, Kansas State come back in the 4th quarter to beat Rutgers. I know Rutgers had the lead there. But see, here's another game that gets missed. Arkansas State Bowling Green. I mean, who really cares?
Right.
Last night, Syracuse blows out Washington State 52-35. That was a track meet game. That was really fun to watch that game. The parts that I saw before we did our stream, and then of course Navy beating Oklahoma. This one I think is one of my favorite matchups in the whole Bowls season so far. Just you got it was kind of cool. Big dog SEC versus a military academy, and Navy won this game. let's take a look at this game real quick. Navy and Oklahoma.
Sure.
Michael Hawkins Jr. went 28-43 for 247 yards for Oklahoma. He was the quarterback that came in the Tennessee game, who Herb Street announced was the future of Oklahoma quarterbacks until a few weeks later he could do nothing and got benched by Jackson Arnold again, who is now on his way to Auburn. Wait till the off season. We're going to have fun trying to keep up with who's where now, JT.
Yeah. It's like, do you even try until the spring game?
Hey, Navy tried 13 passes. Go figure. Blake Horvath was 7 of 12 for 92 yards. So, hey, Navy's opening an air attack now.
Well, 21 points is not exactly a strong showing.
No. And it actually
still couldn't win Oklahoma.
Well, and the thing was, Oklahoma started out with a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. They jumped out to a 14-0 lead really quickly. And then the first quarter, then Navy scores a touchdown in the second, ties the game up near the end of the third quarter, and then, and I'll tell you what though, Oklahoma scored a touchdown with 6 seconds left in the game. And here's something that I like, okay, and it's a new trend. In the old day, in the days before overtime, there were ties, right?
Yes.
Now you always have this.
Do that in a bowl game.
Right. Well, you could years ago. I'm going somewhere with this story. This is why, all you people, the stories are my diatribes and my memories from back. We make this fun because what they started doing was what's the new trend in NFL in the preseason. Sadly, in the regular season too, I don't understand it. But in some of the college, but like in this situation, Oklahoma with only 6 seconds left didn't play and it's a glorified exhibition. They went for the win. Okay. And they failed. So that's why they lost 21-20 instead of kicking an extra point and forcing overtime. I like that here. I like this case for the coach because, I'm all for free football, but then again, it is a game, an exhibition game,
Yeah.
Now, if it's a national playoff, if it's a national title game or playoff game, it's a different question.
I'm different. I'm a different opinion on that. I'm more for kicking the extra point every time.
Even in a bowl game?
To go to the OT. Yep.
Well, I will tell you.
I go for the guarantee every time.
I will tell you, though, that has come up in college football history several times. The year that Miami Hurricanes beat Nebraska and Tom Osborne for their first national title. Osborne, the Nebraska team scored a touchdown. They were down 1-2 Miami. And they chose to go for 2 to win it outright instead of playing for the tie. The incomplete pass, why they threw the ball when they ran a lot, I don't know. But that tells you, there was an honor with Osborne. It's like, if we're going to be national champions, we're going to win it, not do this tie thing. And that's what, and that was the days before we had overtime, though. So we did have that before. But there is an instance. There's an instance that. Do you remember Don McPherson? Not the quarterback. No, but the coach from Syracuse.
No, I don't.
Well, in the 1988 Sugar Bowl.
Well, that's why I don't remember it.
You weren't born then, were you?
No, I was around at 86, but it says here he was the coach at Syracuse from 81 to 90, so there's not a chance.
Well, in the 1988 US F&G Sugar Bowl, Pat Dye ran the kicker out. They were down by 3 points, and he sent out the kicker for a 30-yard field goal to end the game in a tie.
Mm-hmm.
On purpose. It ruined Syracuse's perfect season. They were 11-0. Potentially could have been, remember back then it was a poll-driven national title. That's when Pat Dye got the name Pat Tie Dye. Dick McPherson was so pissed off with that. They screwed Syracuse so bad with that.
Well, but a
I was
30-yard field goal is not guaranteed. See, I
yeah
think the extra points one thing. I think
yeah
field goals are something else. And yeah, okay, what's the distinction? Well, 30
yeah.
yards versus what, 10?
Oh, I agree.
Oh,
But here's the thing: is Syracuse was so mad because like who wants to play for a tie? Go for the win, because that you could throw a 30-yard touchdown pass, you could score a touchdown. It was not, you had a reasonable play. We'll go for the win, not the extra point, not the field goal. But oh my gosh, this thing! I had to ask Mark D with a C one day if he ever remembers this game. He may be more
I'm
in
sure he
Syracuse now.
does. I'm
I,
sure he does.
I'm not because I'm not sure. I know he's a UConn guy, but this one, and here's how dominant it was. Auburn was held to 14 first downs that game. Syracuse had 23, and it was just like Auburn threw for 229 yards, only ran for 44 yards. It just, I remember this game. And I'm just going to Wikipedia. The aftermath of this game, Syracuse fans were outraged by Auburn's decision to tie the game, while Auburn fans found the choice uncontroversial. This is where I love Small Town Republic or Be Promoted to see if they were around about this time. In protest of the decision by Auburn to tie the game, a Syracuse radio station mailed Auburn coach Pat Dye 2,000 ugly ties, which Dye autographed and auctioned off, raising $30,000 for the Auburn General Scholarship Fund.
Okay.
So Syracuse remained at fourth in the final AP poll, while Auburn dropped one spot to seventh. So there you go. Those are two times in recorded college football history that ties are the decision to either go for two or go for the tie have made news and been significant. So, and why the hell do I have all this stuff stuck in my head? It's just
no idea.
It's just there. NC State has come back to take the lead on East Carolina, 21-20. BYU is up a little more, 10-0 on Colorado. As we said, we talked about. I don't know. I'm looking at game scores. There's really not any games. I do want to spend a good time on the national playoff game. Most these games just really.
Well, Vandy won.
Yes, let's look at that game real quick. Yeah. Well, I mean, because even the last week's playoff games, we kind of talked about them last Saturday, and we gave up on the Tennessee game. Just was like, just bad. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the games of note. And let's see. Let's see. All right, let's go get that one. Yeah, Vanderbilt won the first game. Let's see.
I mean,
hey, Jess. Jess sent me some funny names. Jess, I'm going to have to set that aside for a night when we do general sports, but I will definitely do that. Jess sent me some, a guy on a TikToker did some things about funny names in college football. Two of them we've already talked about this season. Remember General Booty?
Yes.
And Squirrel White.
Yes, I remember both of those.
But
the General Booty one, I was laughing for a good 5 minutes. I had to put myself on mute.
Well, wait till you hear about Shitta Sala. Shitta Sala.
Don't they serve those at McDonald's?
Yeah, it's Jess. I will definitely bring that up. That is a great topic, either for a Friday night squirrel stream or a sports stream. I think I may do that for a Friday night stream though. Not pigeonholing into sports to maybe get more people to see it, because those names are funny whether you like sports or not. So that anyway, but yeah, we'll take a look at this. Thanks, Jess, again for that. I appreciate it. You send me all that stuff you want to. I am always on it. All right, so here we go. We got Vanderbilt. Yeah, they win 14. At halftime it's 14-10. Vanderbilt had a lead, but Vanderbilt ends up winning 35-27. Yeah, gets 7 wins on the season. Now, Diego Pavia is, played this game for Vanderbilt. And, they had a 35-13 lead, nearly lost it though, but they managed to hold on. I mean, look at that, 35-13. So see, this is another game case where the game ends up looking better than it really was because that was one-sided till about 5 minutes up. Hell, Wes Cagle. Yeah, Wes Cagle, good to see you. We'll talk about your state University of New Jersey in a second. Yeah, Jess, I do love it. Right now, we're trying to focus on playoffs and some of the bowl games, so we're limited to about 90 minutes with JT's availability. But I do want to get that, and I want to bring that into like on Friday night when we have more people in a general audience because I think they will love that. And hey, where? All right. But yeah, Haynes King got back into the action for Georgia Tech. I mean, he's a good quarterback for them, but obviously fell behind. Vanderbilt ends up winning this game, going away, easier. Only 306 yards offense, 400 for Georgia Tech, but turnovers come back to, take care of the. See, Diego Pavia, 13-21, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's ball security. Then he runs for 84 and 2 touchdowns. He accounted for 5 touchdowns on the day. Haynes King throws for 3 and with 1 pick. So, but what do you want to say with this?
I think that is an accomplishment for Vandy to win playoff game this year.
Absolutely.
And beat Alabama, right? I think even though you only ended up 7-6,
yeah,
I think you look at where that program's been for, forever it seems, and you can do that. Yeah, go for it. Feel good about yourself.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
Well, Wes Cagle says, please don't talk about the State University of New Jersey, but guess what? The Scarlet Knights, we're going to have to. We're going to have to. And there's a reason why, and I think it will be very typical of New Jersey when you see what happens. So, this was surprising to see that this was kind of a one-sided game. I would have loved to take the misses to see Vanderbilt. Had we had them instead of Old Piss, I would have definitely gone to see that, paid to see that game. But I just didn't want to. I mean, Old Piss and Duke and what they're doing, they put it on Thursday night at 7:30. It's like I got to go to work on Friday. It just makes it.
A lot of people
difficult.
had the day off, but a lot of people didn't.
No, the second is like I could take it off, but I also got to work at some point and kind of get a few things. Why I want to show the great old the game of interest with Kansas State. This was the Rate Bowl. Yeah, Rate, R-A-T-E Bowl.
R-A-T-E, yes.
R-A-T-E Bowl. Well, guess what? The State University of New Jersey had a 41-29 lead entering the fourth quarter. At the fourth quarter, 14:02. Then they proceed to lose it. Kansas State, Joe Jackson, a 9-yard pass reception, pulls the win 41-36, and then the go-ahead touchdown and 2-point conversion with with 4:15 left in the game. So nothing says New Jersey like a collapse in the fourth quarter. So that's why I thought I'd mention it for you, Wes Cagle. See, these are the type of games that, looking back, I wish that I had watched because there was drama. But so many times these games, they get to be one-sided. Now, some of these games that have closer scores were not close ever. Some of these games turned out to be pretty decent games, though. But yeah, so okay. Well, those are the games of interest that we've seen. Did you have anything else about Vanderbilt, or is it mostly the 7 wins on the season?
Yeah, no, just an overall. I think it was a good way to end their season, because I don't see them having much more of an upside than that, right? So, good for them.
Yep. And looking at it, those are all the games we talked about. Some where players did not sit out. We won't beat that to death for these games. Let us. I'm going to look at see where we are right now on the picks. Right now, with Miami losing, we're not good. We don't listen to us for picking games. But
do I even want to see?
Well, yeah, that's okay. Well, I'm not including the results from the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, Miami, Ohio, Colorado State. I think they're near the end. Miami, Ohio probably will win, but Go Bowling, NC State, ECU still underway, and BYU Colorado is playing now. JT, you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right.
Oh, that's it.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wrong. So I'm 9 and 11. So yeah, but I tell you what, these rosters, you can't. It's hard to figure out who's who. Based on what they brought into these games. So many of these teams are a shell of what they have been this year, with so many starters either transferring or, transferring or just going pro early and stuff like that. So, all right, well, let's flip it over to the great, good old college playoff system. We got 4 games coming up between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So we got 1 game on New Year's Eve. Let me get back to the screen there. All right, we got one. Let's see. There's some good games on New Year's Eve with Alabama, Michigan, Louisville, Ohio, Washington, South Carolina, Illinois, Baylor, LSU. But the Fiesta Bowl plays New Year's Eve. 6th-ranked Penn State against number 3rd seed Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl. Then all games are playoff games on January 1 on Wednesday, which used to be the traditional end of the college football season, and now I'm missing that it is. I never thought I would. I never thought you could have too much football, but I unfortunately I think I'm going in that you can. 1 o'clock, Texas, Arizona State in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. 5 o'clock, Ohio State, Oregon. Wow, look at the stupid bastards. This is what they did, JT. We got a classic Rose Bowl matchup, except we got 2 Big Ten teams instead of a Pac-10 Big Ten matchup. Ohio State and Oregon playing there.
Well, but it is a Pac Big Ten matchup, really.
I know. It is. They finagled that to get what they wanted. I'm telling you. Yeah. Because Ohio State had to be a higher seed anyway. Notre Dame and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, that was played in the 1980s, I believe, when Georgia won their national titles. Yeah, Georgia and Notre Dame. But those are the 4 games that we have coming up. We'll take a look. Do you have any thoughts or comments on these games? We do have some news about one of the matchups, though.
I think Penn State's not going to be the Penn State Boise State game is going to be competitive in the least. I really don't think so. I think it's going to be disappointing to watch, basically.
Yeah.
The Oregon Ohio State game, I think I will really try to get to see that one. I think that's going to be the one that if you had to pick one to watch, I think that's going to be it. Out of all these, honestly. And I really hope that Ohio State just gets blown out of the water by a million damn points. So
I'm worried about the Georgia Notre Dame game, though, with Georgia having to play Gunnar Stockton has now taken over as the Georgia starter for the rest of the year. Because on the 23rd, they were secret about this for a long time. They finally announced on 23rd that Carson Beck's 2024 season ended with a surgery. See, they kept saying his hand, JT. They kept saying his hand. I saw his elbow injured, but it was an elbow injury. So he will miss the remainder of the season. He just yesterday or today declared for the NFL draft, which to me is, I don't know if I'd take you. This guy struggled a ton. I think he should go back. I'll be honest.
Well, but he's already been there for 5 years. I don't know how much eligibility he had left.
He's got another year eligible.
1 more year.
Okay. I tell you, but had he performed like he did last year, had he had a good year, but he committed so many turnovers this year. He had fallen so much this year that
he can go for the draft. He might get signed undrafted, or he might go to a practice squad too. You never know with that kind of thing. But a practice squad is probably more money than him playing in Georgia and getting hurt again.
I tell you, I don't see him. I wouldn't draft him. Period. Not what I saw. In the game, his arm was just laid to his side, and I definitely wouldn't use a 1 through 4 draft pick on him. But then also this season, he threw more interceptions, it seemed like, to the opposition than he did his own team. I mean, he even threw 3 against the Gators. And but good for him is that he had successful surgery. They called it ulnar collateral ligament, UCL. So it's funny. They say renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. Neil Atrache in Los Angeles. Growing up, it was always Dr. Andrews, the guy in Alabama. It was like, I guess he finally retired, but they said a full recovery is expected with throwing to begin spring of 2025. So,
okay.
So he did throw 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions this year. Finished at 24-3 as a Georgia starter. But he went eligible. So now Georgia, what do you do? Who's the backup to your backup now? So Gunnar Stockton did take over for Beck in the SEC championship game. Looked pretty good at times and led Georgia to a 22-19 win over Texas. So he's been getting the first team reps in practice. So will be interesting to see what he does with this. Gunnar Stockton. So this to me is the wild card game though, JT. This one is of all of them to break everybody's brackets. Ours are busted already, but
well, yeah.
I mean, we had Georgia. This could be a game that Riley Leonard comes in, doesn't do much, but doesn't turn it over, and Notre Dame skips out with a win.
Could be.
And
although
by the way, folks, for full disclosure, we're not Notre Dame fans. So
no, we're not at all.
But
like,
if you are, it's great. Take pride, defend your team, and all that. We love it here. So I love it when I'm streaming. My kids texting me like, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, Nerd Takes, good to see you again. How are you doing today?" By the way, okay, they want something after the show. Hold on, let me say yes. Okay, sorry. All right, there you go. They acknowledge that I'm streaming. But Nerd Takes, do you like Pop-Tarts?
Anyway.
Yeah. Do you like Pop-Tarts, Nerd Takes? You guys out in the chat, do you like Pop-Tarts? Because JT, I gotta show this image one more time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta show this one more time. Let's see. Let me make sure I can get over there to it. And let's see. Let me get. Don't tell me I closed it. Let's see.
Did you? It's the trophy, right? The new trophy they have.
It's the trophy. Yeah, I had a still image of the trophy. I think what I did was I copied it. I think so. Give me a second. This is
the very first Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Yes.
You didn't think we were getting any more new bowl games now that the playoffs were here, but you couldn't be more wrong. There is a new bowl game on the corner, right? And it's got a very unique trophy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, folks, we're going to squirrel a little bit. If you do like Pop-Tarts, what's your favorite? Mine's obviously chocolate fudge. So
that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I like s'mores. That one's, I think, my favorite. The chocolate fudge is definitely up there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, I got an even better picture. So let's see. We're getting it here. Oh, no, it didn't find the image. You bastard. Anyway, I know what I can do. I have ways. I have mechanisms. So what time's it? Right about now. We got time. So, but yeah, it's JT turned us on to this one. It's definitely worth the watch. See, this is where, like I say, we can make sports fun and get beyond just the X and O's and the games on this, the games themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I got the perfect image. I just got to get the image captured. So everything's like deciding to rebel on me tonight. So, all right,
of course.
Here we go. Yeah, that's all right. But hey, this is definitely worth the wait, folks. Let's see. Get this image up here. All right, we're going to try it like this, and hopefully you can see enough of the detail with it. We got it here. It's the 2020. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, ACC versus Big 12 Pop-Tarts Bowl, and look, it's a football with Pop-Tarts in it. But it's not just a Pop-Tart. JT, do you still have that video?
I do not. I do not.
If you can grab that real quick, we'll show them. Folks, look at that. We didn't see this detail earlier. Not only you got the colored bowl logo on the front, you've got Pop-Tarts on the side of it. Vertical and horizontal. Wow, that's too funny. And JT's going to bring up what we showed earlier.
I'm trying to look for it here.
Yeah.
Gosh. There are multiple videos. There are multiple things about it. Oh gosh. I don't know where I found that because now it's not here anymore.
I know. Well, it's okay.
But just go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl Twitter page or X page. They have wrestling Pop-Tarts. They have the halftime show. They have a Pop-Tart on there. They even dumped the Iowa State team dumped a cooler full of Pop-Tarts on the coach.
Hey, do you, if you don't mind, go ahead, just share that link out since you're a mod anyway. Go ahead and share the link to the game, to the Pop-Tart Bowl there. So
sure.
A brick of food. Brogu still got fruitcake on the mind from last night. But no, what is significant with this one? You see the Pop-Tart sticking out of it. It is a working toaster. Yes. It is a working toaster. And the video we saw earlier showed the Pop-Tarts popping out of it. No complaints. All right. And there's the Pop-Tarts bowl there for you. So we could have a real thing one night. Is everybody's favorite. Oh, you're not a fan of Pop-Tarts. Okay, well, that's cool. But I will say they're good for camping sometimes. If you want to eat something cold, you can eat them cold. But I gotcha. I understand that. So I actually gotten to where when I do eat them, I eat them cold. This has got me onto that.
I prefer them cold
because it's weird. You would think it's a breakfast dessert and you eat the, but oh wait, oh my God. I saw a funny image real quick. This is how happy this must have been.
Let's see it.
Here we go. This looks like it's from last year. Like maybe this was the second one. I don't know. But but here you got the trophy and you got happy Pop-Tarts. You just because they got in different teams in it, but still, this is Pop-Tarts Bowl. You gotta love it. You gotta love the Pop-Tarts. All right. So we're back off of that. With the national championship games, we got 4 games this week. Yeah, now Brogu's in the mood up for some cold Pop-Tarts. That's what we do here. We make you hungry. At 2:00 in the morning, you got to go to the Waffle House. All right, so we got 4 games this week. We got Texas and Arizona State, as we said. Who do you have in that game, JT?
Texas.
I agree with Texas, but I will tell you, Arizona State had a really surprising year, especially how they come back from the Herm Winningham years. They look good this year, so don't be surprised if you see Arizona State knock off Texas. Arizona State, Oregon.
Oregon.
I agree because I think that this is going to catch up to Ohio State. I think the real Ohio State is more in what we saw in Michigan game, and not the Tennessee game. They had cold weather there. They had the crowd, and they were angry at that Michigan loss. I think Tennessee sleptwalked through that game. That's what's so disappointing with that.
Yeah,
Tennessee had a better defense. I'm not surprised the offense struggled, but I was disappointed with that Tennessee difference. Brogu's taking hook 'em horns. All right.
Yep, Texas.
Texas, yeah. So feel free, tell us who you think. We got 11 people here now. Thank y'all for being here. So, you've actually seen it? Yes. Yeah, that's. See, we like sprouting off into fun stuff too. We talk the serious stuff of football, but I'm presuming you're talking about the Pop-Tart trophy. God, That's what we need to do. Jess is going to get me some football stories. She's like the things with the names. Like we knew about General Booty and we knew about
Yep.
Squirrel White, but there's some other names that are really off the track. We've done bad mascots too before. We need to do that, update on that, and actually maybe take a look at some of the ugly
the
mascots
Fighting
or ugly
Okra.
tripping.
My favorite mascot, the Fighting Okra. Yeah.
Exactly. And there's that one Carolina art school that looks like he's the Tickler Pickler. And
yes.
Everybody had fun with that one that night. So, all right. So we got Penn State, Boise State in this game. All right. How do you see this one, JT?
Penn State, and it's not going to even be competitive.
See, I go the opposite
really
way.
How I feel.
I'm going the opposite way. I think Boise State exposes Penn State. I think Boise State with Judy with that running game. I think they're ready for this. I think that coming from the smaller conference, they played Oregon, they fought them close, so they're not they're and they're you have a history of playing teams from larger conferences. Okay, Jess, send that to me now. Send that one, DM that to me, and I'll take a look at it. Yeah. I just horses and arrows.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that you can say that about Boise State, Yeah. I just am really not so sure that they've got it.
No, we'll find out. They went on the road to Oregon. They stood up at Eugene and really pushed it. Oh, yes, it is a working toaster.
It is. Yep. They were showing on the video, they were eating the hot Pop-Tarts that came out of the trophy.
Absolutely. All right. So there JT and I disagree on this one. I listen, I tell you, my thing is Penn State. I took SMU against them. They finally showed up, but I don't like James Franklin. I don't think he's a good big game coach.
Brogu's gotta.
There you go. Yeah, time for a Brogu exclusive joke. I Snortopoopas would agree with that one about Texas A&M. He spent a semester. Snortopoopas spent a semester at Texas A&M. Did you know that?
Yes.
Now, how many Aggies did it take to screw in a light bulb? 99. One to screw in a light bulb, and 98 to say it's a damn tradition. Yes, there you go.
Sounds about right.
Oh, I don't know that I can't get to that from my computer right now, so I'll have to try to deal with it from my phone somehow. I may need your help on that later, but yeah, I am intrigued about horses and arrows. And yeah, I would love to have a working toaster. That's cool. All right, and then the final game this week, Notre Dame at Georgia. Notre Dame and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. We both take Georgia. Does it change your outlook knowing Carson Beck will not play?
No. I think the rest of the team is still good enough.
Yeah. I just back to James Franklin. I think James Franklin can't win a big game, and I think he gets exposed this week with Boise State. And of course, Riley Leonard. I don't think the thing with him as quarterback for Notre Dame is what kind of competition has he really played this year? And that Georgia defense is good, very solid, and they do stop the quarterbacks from running a lot. Now they have had weakness up the middle against the traditional running power, but they've done a good job containing running quarterbacks. And if he's forced to throw, can he carry the team in the air? He's not had to most games. Most games when you're playing Navy and Army, you're going to out-talent everybody with Notre Dame's schedule. Notre Dame is a lot like Indiana and Penn State, honestly, with generally weak competition. And when they played the good teams, they've lost. Of course, Northern Illinois. How the hell did that happen?
Who knows? Maybe they were offered a tremendous sum of money to blow that game. Who knows? Wouldn't be the first time something like that's ever happened.
Okay. God, I hate family text groups. It's like it's not my kid this time. It's in-laws. I guess something next Saturday night's coming up, and I'm like, JT, we got a mandatory stream next Saturday night. Sorry, family.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
And everybody, all 11 have to be here, and we bring 30 other people.
I'm working that night. Yep.
Yep. But I had to take a look at that in a second. But so that this week, we in the playoffs, we've got we both take Texas, Oregon, and Georgia. We disagree on the Penn State, Boise State, in the Fiesta Bowl. JT takes Penn State. I take Boise State. So should be interesting to see. Now, of course, my bracket is destroyed.
Oh,
no, JT, you're still reasonable because Oregon's alive and Penn State's alive. Indiana got knocked out, so you were 2-2 last week.
Yes.
Yep.
Which maybe is more than I deserve, but hey,
you did it though. But hey, and I 1-3. It's like, man, I really was disappointed in Tennessee, man. But see, I should have never taken SMU. But once again, I'll still say SMU did not deserve to go to the playoffs. They are a weak, small school team that got a good draw in the ACC, and that's the only reason why they ended up in the ACC championship game. Miami should have been in ahead of SMU. Miami played a tougher schedule and was a better team all around, had a better quarterback than the freshman who really wet the bed again. He wet the bed in the ACC championship game in the first half, but he rallied them in the second half. But at Penn State, they were never in the game. And, of course, Indiana was like, and I tell you, that's one of the bigger issues. Why should these big conference teams just get teams in because of their names when they have 1 or 2 losses? I will say Tennessee and Indiana made the case, and SMU all made the case for a 3-loss Alabama. They made the case for a 3-loss South Carolina, who was playing very well at the end of the season. If you want to say big, the larger conferences like the SEC and Big Ten should get first dibs.
Right.
I think Michigan could have been a better fit than Indiana, and they don't even have a quarterback.
Could have been, but Michigan's not a strong team by any stretch either.
I know, but at least they had a defense that could carry them. Indiana just had nothing. Defense, offense. This was basically a repeat of the Ohio State game. And it's sad because it's good to see a team like Indiana have a good year like that. But we thought we'd solved all these questions before, and we now have just more questions. Nope. We didn't solve anything. So let's see. Yeah, I am fixated. But
you took SMU, which was a huge risk, and I think Boise State's a huge risk too.
Yeah.
So
I took 2.
I mean, my bracket's half busted anyway. So again, what do I know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I'll have to prime this up for another showing. Jess sent me something. I'm going to have to look at it and make sure I set up the stream before it. But horses and arrows, I can see the picture already. A guy laying in the snow with an arrow, with a bow and arrow. It's like I can just see it right now. I'm laughing I'm just laughing at that. So, but. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Let's get back there. Okay. Michigan. My Gretchen Whitmer voice. Michigan. So.
I know Brogu is allegedly a fan. Allegedly a fan of that, but no, thank you.
No. So, folks, if you're in the chat, if you have any of the other games, there are any bowl games you want to talk about, let us know now, because we pretty much about hit where we're going to talk about this tonight. Looking forward to the big 4 games this week in the bowl games to get us down to the final. The final 4 teams. Let's see. So, and then it's just going to be interesting. It's a new system, new year, and what we get, but what bothers me is we still have these problems. We're almost out of all the bowl games. After today, there's only 9 other non-playoff related bowl games.
Right.
Hey, folks, look, if you don't like Pop-Tarts, we got the Tony the Tiger Bowl. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl in El Paso on New Year's Eve, and we got the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Also, they like 3 damn bowl games at the Camping World Stadium in Orlando. So,
Right.
but hey, we got all kinds of bowl games named as products. Tony the Tiger, Cheez-Its. I wonder if they're going to have a real Tony the Tiger out there. So,
they will.
yeah.
It's marketing. They can't miss a chance for marketing, and all these bowl games remind me of our marketing campaigns.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't mind if they would. I don't mind to some degree. I would just like to be able to go to the games again and not have to spend $70-something on a ticket.
Mm-hmm. A piece.
Yeah. I mean, because they truly are exhibition games right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are there any games remaining that you're looking forward to, whether it's a playoff game or a bowl game?
Michigan game.
That's
on.
Who do you pick in that game? You hate both teams.
Alabama.
Wow, you heard it here, folks. JT is for Alabama this year.
Well, I'm not for them. That's who I think is going to end up winning.
Oh, Brogu could go.
There's a big difference. In my mind, there's a big difference. Let's see the other competition. The Baylor LSU game. I'd like Baylor to roll them. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it for bowl games that are not, playoff material, right?
Right. Yeah, let me see. I'm just doing one other. I'm doing one last update because we're talking ticket prices.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's through StubHub. I wish I didn't have to buy it. I hate that, whatever happened to Ticketmaster and stadiums selling their own tickets. I hate this crap with having to. The first place they ever send you is Ticketmaster and these are the StubHub and the resale markets.
Right.
No, I don't like that. I can get tickets. Wow, seats 1 and 2. That's an aisle ticket. That's not bad. $35 each.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be, and the end zone itself. It's in the end zone. It's like right behind the goalpost.
Oh yeah, the ones you don't really want.
Yeah, honestly like the back corner of the end zone.
Sure.
Or I mean, if you can get that angle, you get the view down the field. I'm not a 50-yard line guy. I'm not even a 40-yard line guy. They're good, but I actually like about the goal line to the back of the corner of the end zone and the corners and up a bit, because that is what because I like the angle on the field. I like to,
sure.
I like the layout. I like the angle of that. Because
I prefer the 50. I do.
You do? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, well, that is interesting because
But I've had a number of years where I'm like way up in the second level in the student section where, they always find a way when they're right about ready to score, the end of the quarter comes around and then they go all the way to the other.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Brogu's throwing it back. Go Tigers.
Well, with Coach Brian Smelly, sure.
Well, I will tell you, when I had season tickets for the Jaguars, we were up in, that's east west. We were up in 416 up here, upper deck. And it was a nice seat. It was high and it was good angle down the fields and stuff. Brogu's
when they're playing all the way on the other side, I mean.
But surprisingly, you got a good angle of it. It definitely was better than down lower at the field, but I like the corner of the end zone. So I just do. I've always liked between the 10 and to the back corner of the end zone. Now, when you start getting on the flat part of the back at the end zone, that gets harder because you're looking straight on. But you have to have that angle, and I tell you, that's when I like the height of it a little bit better. It's not so bad, and it may be the way this stadium's laid out, but like at the University of Florida in Gainesville, it's built like almost straight up. Place, this one's more flattened out. It's more extended out. You're not as much high as you are maybe out wider, but you have an angle on the field. In Gainesville, it's like you're straight up looking down in the end zone thing. So, So, actually, no, Brogu, in Jacksonville Stadium, it's not. It's not that hard to see. I mean, it is, but it's manageable. It's manageable. Well, I'll tell you what. This is what these cheap bastards do. Okay, I'm gonna.
Here we go, folks.
I think we're
Here
done.
we go.
We've got about 10 minutes, but hey, and Nerd Takes, if you're still here, if there are people lurking that are not sports fans, there's Lisa. Speaking of not a sports fan, but she's the professional golfer. Hello, Lisa. Merry Christmas, welcome. And golf is a competition, and you still have to ride with me driving the golf cart. I will still mock golf.
Golf is a sport, okay?
It's a competition. So
it's a sport, 100%.
No, not this week. We haven't. We just talked more about the games and how they've gone. We could do that though sometime. JT and I have talked about actually talking about marching bands before, haven't we?
I so wish that they would do a picture-in-picture or something and show what's actually going on the field during that. I am so sick and tired of them talking about it's the same script every single game on every single field, for every halftime.
I'm not kidding, Lisa. You owe me to drive you in the golf cart. So no, we're not. Good to see you though. Have missed you. Good to see you tonight. Hopefully you've had a good few days with everything. Small Town Republic. A lot of times the corner seats are relatively cheap, but yes, a good view. One you don't get at home. Small Town Republic. Great to see you tonight. By the way, Small Town Republic, I do not know if you were here earlier when I mentioned the 1988 Sugar Bowl with Pat Tie-Dye against Syracuse. Do you remember that game? I was telling JT about it, and then JT tells me he was 2.
Yeah.
Jeez. But see, what they do here for the Gator Bowl now is they've and we'll recap our predictions for this week on the college playoff in just a second. All these in the orange, the upper deck, where I'd like and I prefer, they've blocked them out. You can't buy up there. They got everybody forced into the bowls.
Well, because they don't sell enough tickets.
Well, here's
what tells you they're not competitively priced tickets.
No, and the people don't care to go see puke and old piss, But right. Listen, Jackson was originally given the ACC championship game. The thought was they'd have FSU on one side, Miami on one side, and those two would meet, be a big thing. That did not happen. It went crap. Jess is also born in 88. Gosh. But so it never worked out. So Virginia, the first year with Virginia Tech and Bobby Bell and FSU, sellout. Great attendance, night game, ABC, all this wonderful stuff. I am one of probably very few people that went to all 3 ACC championship games in Jacksonville. The second year, my oldest and I went to watch Georgia Tech play Wake Forest in the friggin' cold rain for a 9-6 field goal battle.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Then next year,
because that's not even exciting. That's not exciting. You never see the end zone once for either team.
And you're cold, wet, and everything else. But then the last year, and they took the game after that. They're like, the damn ACC should have paid the city of Jacksonville for having to sit through that shit. And then they moved the damn game to North Carolina, and they get all these wonderful matchups, and now they sell out. Well, when you got Clemson and Virginia Tech and real big schools, you can sell out your damn championship game, because what we got that last year was Virginia Tech against Boston College with Matt Ryan. Dude, they had a 20 friggin' member band in Boston College.
Right.
I mean, the Virginia Tech football team was larger than Boston College band, so you can only tell how few people they brought.
Right.
And then we were expected to like that and pay for that. The conference got mad at the city for not supporting it. Well, when you send shit like that, you'd expect shitty attendance. And I'm ranting right now because it pissed me off, because, I went to those games. I wanted to support a conference, not the Southeastern Conference, but no, they can't be patient, let it grow. They got, and now they got great matchups. The last year they did this, we bought tickets in the upper deck, like 404, 403 here. And we walked up there, and there's nobody walking up there. And we're like, getting up there. They got somebody sitting at a table saying, "Hey, upgrade your tickets for a better view down low." We're like, "Is it free?" Like, "Oh, no, you can pay for it." Upcharges it. We're like, "Well,
we're not paying for that crap."
We're like, "Are we moving? are we moving? And it's like, they're like, well, why would we move? We got our own snack bars, personal snack bars. We even got our own heads there, our own personal bathrooms.
Right.
Nope. Why would we move down for that? It's like, oh, geez. So, good. Well, Nerd Takes is a big sports fan. What types of sports, if you don't mind me asking you, Nerd Takes? Because JT and I have been talking about doing more than just football in the future a little bit as we get into the new year. So, but that's my ranting in the history of the ACC championship game. So when they start to say the Jacksonville and Florida doesn't support the ACC, it's bullshit. You send us real teams and we will support them. But seriously, we're dying to find more huge sports fans. So what sports do you like? What are things that we could talk about? Because from Boston, so yeah, I'm the Celtics, the Bruins. Oh man. Now I'm sure you don't think much about UMass. One of the worst college football
Toilet
teams.
chairs.
Yeah.
Toilet chairs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes, exactly. Toilet chairs would be worth the extra money. So yeah, I've heard Badger games are fun up there, but Alabama went up there and took care of Wisconsin this year. So, and Lisa knows I love her, and I call it Pisconsin just for the fun of it. So, So, by the way, I'm only serious, right? But yeah, I would like to go to games like that in other cities like that. The games on college campuses. I'm afraid though to go to Austin, Texas. That place when Alabama looked like it was a riot of all places. So,
Right.
So, and Brogu says basketball, and we'll probably hit some basketball. Are you much of an NBA guy, JT?
No,
or are you more
not at all. Not at all.
All right. So if we did college, it would be more college. I'm more of a college guy, but we can talk NBA too. We can keep it. We tried to talk some baseball last year, but if you've been around the channel, 2024 has been a weird year for me here with our family, my mom and stuff like that. So plans we had to go we had to learn how to live very by the seat of our pants. Would you say that's fair, JT?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
From what I know, yeah. It's probably fair.
Exactly.
Fair assessment.
Yeah. So Nortakes, tell us what other sports you like. Ed Brogu, shout out more. And Small Town Republic said that he can barely remember. I guess he's a youngster like you then. Small Time never saw a Wake Forest fan other than when I worked in Greensboro for a few weeks. Well, odds are weird is that you remember what newspapers are, JT, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Back before ESPN and cable and all this stuff, we had so little sports on. So we used to have to listen on radio. Well, I studied the sports pages and stuff, stats and all this other stuff.
Sure.
Don't wear the diapers, okay? But I went and I just said, I want to cheer for these teams on these leagues, never knowing that I'd actually be able to see them one day play on television. I chose the Oregon State Beavers, the Texas El Paso Miners. I still follow them. One of them that I chose specifically for basketball was Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Muggsy Bogues was a 5'4" point guard.
I remember him.
And he was around, and I got to see him play live in Jacksonville once. And my aunt took me to the game, and she got so mad when she got home because they were playing at a local college I ended up attending eventually. She told my parents, he went and he cheered for the other team. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Well, let's see. We're going to wind it down real quick. Yeah, Lisa said an accountant at stats. Very strange. Yeah.
Yeah. Who would have known? Yeah,
all four major sports and golf. Okay. Listen, I'll talk golf some. Y'all got to allow me to make a few offhanded comments, but we'll talk about that. So that's baseball, hockey, football, baseball. Let's see, baseball, basketball, hockey, football. Okay. All right. The four major sports and golf. So, hey, JT.
JT's a big stalker. Okay.
Yeah, JT's a big Munich Bayern, I guess.
Bayern Munich. Yeah.
Bayern Munich. Okay. Yes, hockey's a must. Beavers, yes. Okay. Well, we are going to go ahead and close. JT's got a run, other commitments everywhere. I might go somewhere else. I may do something later. I do not know. Austin is
Okay.
kind of shady. That is, I've
Kind
heard
of.
about that. I was actually afraid. I was actually afraid for Alabama fans at one time. I'm like, I don't think I would want to play there. So, but hey. Well, everybody, on that note, thank y'all for being here. To recap, we are both taking in this week's games. We are taking Texas to beat Arizona State, Oregon to beat Ohio State, and Georgia to beat Notre Dame. In those games, of course, we disagree. JT takes Penn State over Boise State. I take Boise State over Penn State, and we shall see what shall happen. And we'll update our stats next Saturday night. Hopefully, should be the next one, and we will know more who the Final Four will be in the national college national title hunt. All right,
sounds great.
Oh yeah, so I thought Texas was all flat though, but what do you know?
Oh no.
Well, we'll have to have a geography special. Well, hey, next month I'm actually talking to Alaska Jeff about the Aleutian Islands up in Alaska. That's fascinating. So I hope y'all join us for that. But on that note, everybody, thank you. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you, JT, for being here. Thank you for all y'all here and your input.
Yeah.
And we just appreciate new people showing up tonight. And bring your sports questions. We look to generalize it after the first of the year. But for now, we're focusing on college football. This always happens. Now we got 14 people here, JT. But hey,
of course,
I know. But we're going to say good night to everybody. I'm going to save my voice a little bit. And y'all have a good night, everyone. And we'll catch you next time. Bye, all.